Welcome to Too Many Hobbies. My name's Jeremy, and I wanted to share with you a really cool way that I found to access some additional functions on the Protosound 2 and 3 without having to buy the full-blown DCS system. That would certainly be cool, but for me, it doesn't make sense to buy that system because I just operate a temporary layout, and I generally only have one or two tracks at the most anyway, and I only run one locomotive on the track at a time, so this is a really cool option. This right here was my initial setup after getting through my first K-line O-gauge set that I ended up selling. It was very cheap, and I'm glad I upgraded here. But this was my initial setup. And I had Protosound 1 engines and whatnot, and it worked great for that. And if you saw my other video, I'm going to put a little card up here. You can operate Protosound 2 and 3 engines with a standard transformer, and it works great. But when you add this, which is the Remote Commander unit and the Remote Commander remote control, you get some really cool added functionality to the Protosound 2 and 3 engines. This engine right here is a Protosound 2. I'm going to show you that. We'll go through some of the features of that. Plus, at the end of the video, just for Tim from My Grandpa's Trains, I'm going to toss on the track my Elko RS3, and we'll listen to the startup sound on that, because that's a pretty cool startup sound. Alright, so first we got to hook this up. Super easy. A couple wires, go right up to the track. No big deal there. And it has a jack on here that matches the jack that comes from the power brick here. You just unplug it from this guy, plug it right into here, and you get full voltage to the track. We'll get this guy out of the way, and we'll put this guy under the bench, and we'll leave this guy right here. It's also got a nice indicator light on it that will blink when you're doing functions, which is cool. So right now the track is at full voltage, and the engine is, receiving power, but it's not doing anything because it's waiting for a signal. I've got this here, which is the DCS Remote Commander information thing, little quick blurb. DCS Remote Commander is an inexpensive wireless solution capable of accessing the most popular command control functions programmed into Protosound locomotives. The DCS Remote Commander is a handheld controller, features clearly labeled one-button control of 9 engine functions. So what we got here, pretty obvious, bell, sound, which controls the sounds that the engine will make when it's idling. Startup, shutdown. This is passenger and freight announcements, which is dependent on the locomotive. Whistle horn, coupler, and this is coupler front or rear, so it's pretty cool. You hit the coupler front and the coupler button and then the rear. Volume, you can change the remote volume on the engine, and direction. So to start up the engine, we'll hit this guy. Actually, we got to aim it at the controller here. So we can also control the volume here. If the volume's a little loud or a little short, we just hit volume and then down, or volume and up. And right now the engine's in neutral, so we'll hit the sound button here.
How's she been running? She's running great. Take a look at the compressor. It sounds a little noisy.
So that's pretty darn awesome. Let's do the little speed. We can control the speed in 1 mile an hour increments.
Is she ready to go?
So that's 1 mile an hour incremental speed. So since we're doing full power to the track, this has no problem doing it. We'll bump it up a little bit more. And we'll hit the direction button here. Engine comes to a stop. We gotta hit the plus button to go backwards. We'll just hit the direction button again. Now we're into forward mode. Of course, bell, whistle. Here's one of the things that I really like about this, is that it's easy to control the couplers with this remote control. We'll start the engine going forward, then we'll hit coupler and minus, which will be the back coupler. Coupler, minus. Boy, every time I want to do it. Coupler, minus. Coupler, minus. A little sticky coupler on the engine there. Okay, let's try it again. Coupler, front. There we go. First time. All right, so let's try the passengers announcement. So we got the train going around the layout here. Now we'll slow her down here, and we'll hit the PFA button. Hit the direction.
Welcome to Hot Sulphur Springs.
Then to go through the various sections here, we hit the direction button. I was hitting the wrong button. Direction.
Here's the highball signal. Is she ready to go? That'll do it. Tell them to close up. We're ready to go. We've got a clear signal.
One more time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief look at this alternative way to control the Protosound 2 and 3 engines. It gives you some access to some really cool stuff a little quicker. Like, I really like the coupler function when my coupler isn't sticking on this engine, but hey, my other engines don't do that. But that's the way it goes sometimes, especially when you're filming. But yeah, it's something that if you've got even just one of these, if that's all you run or whatever, you can get some really cool stuff. And when you're doing full voltage to the track like this, it's really nice. If you like to have a locomotive crawl, that's really cool. So thanks again for watching. Hope you check out the rest of the channel. And after I'm done with this little exit here, we're going to toss on the Alco RS3, which is Protosound 3, which has better sound effects. And we'll hear that engine start up. So pretty cool.